taken a year out to record their latest album. It's called High on the Happy Side, and they recently finished recording in Los Angeles. We played the first single to be taken from the album a little bit earlier on, so now let's welcome lead singer Marti, Pellow and drummer Tommy Cunningham from Wet, Wet, Wet. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Aren't you looking well? What's all this then?
Well, this is it. I've been locked in the studio for a very long time, so...
Happy?
Aye. I've turned into a hippie.
We've got a picture of you. We've got a picture of you as you were. Shall we have a little look at that? There you are. And there you are.
Dr. Marti.
What do you think?
That was me trying to kid on. I was a doctor, like.
Yes, that's about 2 years ago. That was.
Have you got a picture of me a bit before?
No, because you haven't changed.
Exactly the same.
You look exactly the same, except
Uncle Tommy.
You have changed a little bit because you got married, didn't you?
That's
earlier on
right.
this year.
Yeah. My shoulders are a bit more rounded now and things like that.
Was it a nice, quiet ceremony, very low key, or did
just family and friends, and the boys made it nice and noisy for me though.
Ah,
they were all ushers, we all dressed up the same and that.
Brilliant. Where did you get married? Was it
just in Glasgow.
Oh, great. It was good fun.
I'm a romantic, you know, romantic.
Good man. So listen, tell me about...
You're on you really when you think like, God bless you, son, God bless you.
Nice
tell me about Los Angeles. Was it completely mad? Because people always come in and say, oh, it's crazy, it's crazy.
I think when we went there, we had to take our own attitude. You know, you kind of pack your vibe and your suitcase as well, because when you go there, it's very cynical, you know, it's very clinical and everyone's like very false and pretentious. That's probably why we went there, you know. But we went there because the gentleman we were going to work with on the album, a man called Albert Glutton, he works out of Los Angeles, so we went there and Tommy, maybe you'd like to pick up from here? That's right, we was meant to do 5 songs, so we eventually we said we'd do 3, we kept 1 and we ended up just staying out there because it was so good. If things were going well, ourselves, so we recorded the rest of the album ourselves, it was like. And were you stuck in a recording studio, or was it sort of, you know, parties and by the pool and enjoying the LA lifestyle? Well, what do you think, Lily?
I think you probably enjoyed the
lifestyle. Answers on a postcard.
But really, is it as daft though as people say? I mean, are people as sort of, as gushing and as sort of overbearing?
Well, it is, I mean,
sort of thing?
America tends to have that feel about it, you know, when you walk in a shop, people are saying, how are you today? As if you've been through a major operation. Yeah. You know, it's very false. But I mean, the thing that's most appealing about it is the service. Everything's very instant.
I know,
and, you know,
it's brilliant, isn't it?
It comes very quickly.
If you give them an answer, though, to one of their questions, they don't actually want to hear the answer. It's like, how are you? And if you start telling them, it's like they turn away.
OK, sir, goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Where's my tip? It's 10%.
17.
Now tell us about the music, though. I know the hair's changed and you're a married man and all that sort of stuff. Has the music actually changed dramatically?
We're mature now. No, a lot of people have said to us we sound mature, but the way we feel about it is we just feel relaxed. That's the best way to describe it. It's a scary album. If you look at it, the first album had like 4 top 40s. The second one had 3. We've just started, we're only 2 weeks into this, and already we've got 1 top 40, so it's just going to keep going. Do you feel more comfortable with what you're doing now? Do you feel that you're more in control of what's happening? Or were you always?
As always, no, we were very conscious that we had to be in control of your own destiny. So if it falls flat in its face, it's yourself to blame. I think the music. It's all. Right, it's me. Blame me. I think it's good that we have that much control over our destiny, if you like, because I think and for young bands, it's very hard. It's very hard to keep your hands on most of the things that are going on, because I think success probably brings you that. The more records you sell, the more you can walk into meetings and say, well, look, the proof's in the pudding. As we sell this many records, we're doing it ourselves, just let us go on.
Absolutely.
So they give you enough rope to hang yourself, so...
Did you go for it? Well, listen, stay with us, because we're going to talk to you lots and lots and lots more.
Well, I hope so.
Yes, yes. So stay where you are just now, but thanks very much indeed.
Okay. Yes.
And Greavesy will be here.
Greavesy.
Greavesy.
Big Greavesy.
Greavesy. Ulrika, good morning to you.
Mad.
Welcome back.
They're mad. They're absolutely mad, but a great record there. Lovely picture of the Hampden Park in Eastbourne, taken by Philippa Hughes of Eastbourne. It's a nice little old tree. It looks a bit like an old painting from where I'm standing, but I've been told it's a photograph, so I shall believe it. Incidentally, if you like this waistcoat, you might remember on Success 91 we had a young gentleman from Belfast on who was helped by the Princess Trust European programme, Mr. Tim Roberts. He made this and I thought I'd wear it. Very nice indeed. Anyway, weather-wise, basically this low is affecting us, giving us cloud and rain and fairly strong winds in many parts of Britain.
It's New Year.
Yeah, good luck.
Russ, what do you think? See you didn't know what was going to do with him to stop.
In west on the Manchuria bypass and straight up the A2 to Channel 4.
Basically, it comes down to me and Marti. We're the ones that do all the sweating, you know, like the drummer and the singer, the ones that...
Captain Sweat.
It's hard to say, but we usually make up for it afterwards with a good healthy kebab or something like that, you know.
Something like that. Just put the fluid back in.
A kebab or four. Sometimes when you look at behind-the-scenes things of guys just about to start a concert, going way back to Elvis and before, they look like the old sort of heavyweight champs just before they enter the ring.
That's right, yeah.
Is that the way you feel?
Well, we have been known to look like heavyweight champs.
Of the world. The sort of thing, you vibe yourself up, you sit in the room and try to get a little chant going or something like that. It's just like, let's go, let's kill it.
You are brilliant, Tom.
I am, am I?
Yeah.
Did you see Madonna, you know, in bed with
I've not seen
Madonna?
Madonna for
Because they all stand around and hold hands and pray before they go on. I don't suppose you do that.
I mean, each to their own.
Yeah.
I mean, but personally myself, you know,
We've been here to pray whilst on stage, you know. Oh God, please.
And when the concert's over, is there that feeling of flatness just immediately after it, when you just flop
really
out?
strange. I mean, sometimes you play in front of maybe, say, 10,000 people, and then an hour later you're in your bedroom, you know, like putting the TV on, thinking, what happened an hour ago? I was on stage, you know.
Years ago,
it's very hard to switch off.
Yeah, years ago, they always said that was the most dangerous time. I remember, I think 1984, we had Phil Lynott on, and who, as you know, tragically died of drugs and so on. And he was saying, and one or two others after him were saying, that is the time when singers and rock stars, they can't come down from the gig, and there are people there who then arrive mysteriously and offer them all kinds of things. That seems, fortunately, to have died down a lot.
Well, I think so.
Definitely has. There's more emphasis on being healthy and things like that, and taking care of yourself. We're in this business to last for years, not to just be like five years and gone. We want to last 10, 15 years. I
mean, that's an interesting thought. Do you think that you're now all much wiser, you're much more streetwise, you're no longer slaves to the companies and the managers and so on?
We've learned from other people's mistakes. When we were just starting, we used to look at the bands that were making mistakes then, you go, right, we'll remember, never do that, that's a stupid thing to do. And like, we've learned never to play with the tabloid press, because they're very dangerous as well. You sort of keep your private life private and let the music do the talking, and that's the way it works.
Is that how you see it?
I agree with everything that Tommy said there perfectly, because we're a band.
Yeah.
And Tom, I'm very well spoke there. Very well.
And you clearly work as a team. OK, we'll chat with you later, fellas. But next, it's that footballer. What's his name?
What, is that the one that works for the tabloids?
No. It's Greavesy. Next.
Yes.
Only where you see this sign.
It's like opening the doors, that, isn't it? Very clever. Find out who the director's name is afterwards. Greavesy, how are you, son? You're right. Marti and Tommy are here.
Yes, I know.
The cop.
The lads.
All right, man.
The lads. I'm all right. You're all right. Yes.
Right,
Good. Good.
Now look,
good.
big news, because last week we did an item on bald men. And
yeah.
Greavesy.
Well, it was an amazing thing. You're all right, Tom. But we did this art, and I mentioned a certain shampoo, you see. Because I said, well, bald people never advertise shampoo, and yet we all still use it, whether we've got hair or not.
Not a lot.
No, not a lot. But we got a load of shampoo from this company upstairs, which we'll have a whip round afterwards. But it's amazing what you can do. So I thought we'd talk about motor cars and Rolls-Royce and Bentley.
Good idea.
And Aston Martin and how well they're doing these days. And perhaps we Ferrari and anybody else we can mention.
Are you brushing it forward now, Jim?
So I'm brushing it. No, I haven't brushed it today. I've only just got up, Mike. You know what these
Well, you've been working overnight.
That's right, absolutely. Did Bruce finish the Great North Run, our beloved
I thought you'd had
leader,
some
Mr.
news on it, because
Gingell?
there was a report halfway
Well, there was a
through the race.
report he was in trouble with the police at the end of it, because he was found sort of flicking a tortoise in the edge, because he said it had been following him around all day.
Is that a managing director for people who don't know?
Good luck to them all if they did it. That's great. It's a great achievement by TVAM, that, isn't it?
For sure.
Well done. Well done, the lads.
It's exhausting watching it.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Did you work up a sweat? I worked up a sweat watching it.
I didn't watch it, to be perfectly honest. I don't like running. Do you like running?
No.
I mean, it's hard
Too difficult.
enough. I know, it is hard. And
You never ran when you were a footballer.
No.
In training.
It was against my principles.
You know the story, don't you, Lorraine? The famous story about him. He was the one. Spurs used to have these pre-season training on. he was caught literally catching a milk float halfway through the run.
That's right.
You never did.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we
terrible.
did.
You
We
wouldn't
did.
get away with that
In
now?
later years, it would have been a Guinness lorry, but oh no, sorry.
Oh,
here they
You
come.
mentioned it. You mentioned
And I
it.
can't touch the stuff, but still, I'll pass it on to you, lads, all right?
Now you've been working overnight.
Yeah, I've been working
Editing a
overnight.
clip for
Yeah,
us.
there's a little gem on Channel 4, actually, which is, I don't think actually has been mentioned anywhere, and it's called Dream On.
Oh, it's
Have you
great.
seen it?
Yeah, it's really good on
Have you
Friday
seen
night.
it?
No.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. And
Channel 4 is the best on Friday night.
well,
right
Channel
through.
4
It's
is
really good.
actually, yeah. And very occasionally they come up with these lovely little things like Dream On. I mean, they've had great hits, we all know that, like Cheers and the Golden Girls. And this sort of, I think, follows in that. It's an adult comedy for adults, as one critic rightly said, and it's about a guy who goes through his life, who's watched television as he's grown up and seen all the old movies, and as he goes through life, everything that happens to him, he relates in a flashback, and you see some wonderful flashbacks of actors and actresses over the years, and it really is worth watching. It's 10 o'clock Fridays, and we've got a clip. And Martin, who's played by Brian Benben, books a dream holiday to Bermuda.
Have you ever been to Bermuda?
Nothing.
It's good. It's a great programme, that. It's well worth watching.
And about
o'clock
3 a.m. you'd finished editing that. And the
yes.
word is that you then settle down to editing another piece of television.
Word is that I only just finished this literally a few minutes ago. I tell you, it's a tough work.
Isn't it? I know. This time in the morning as well.
Yeah, well, it's all night. I'm on nights, you see, for this shift.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Trainer. Now, this is the new answer to Howard's Way. Except I don't think at the moment, it's as good as Howard's Way, because at least Howard's Way had beautiful scenery and boats, and we knew nothing about boats, or I don't. But you know a bit about horse racing, and I don't think the people who made this do, to be perfectly honest, a great deal.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you not
Was it
seen
on the
it?
same time as that Barbara Hutton story? 'Cause
It
that
was
what I
last
liked. I
night,
watched that
yeah.
last night. I shall watch it tonight as well. It was good.
Well, I turned over to see that Barbara Hutton story in the end, but I was very disappointed in it, because here's the richest woman in the world, and you don't see one accountant, one businessman in her life, and there had to be. All you saw her was...
That's probably why she was the
Yeah,
richest
she just-
man in
she
the,
just
richest woman in the
I
world.
don't know, all you saw her... She must have had sore lips by this morning. You know, I mean...
There was a lot of kissing going on. wasn't there?
that's all
There
it
a lot of
was.
kissing going on.
I mean, it was a bit soft, I thought, personally.
Where were
it's
we,
on
Jim?
again tonight, by the way, that is.
Yeah.
All right.
Part 2 and 3, 9 to 10, and then after the news from 10:30 to 11:20, I believe. But we've got a clip of Trainer, because this is the new answer to Howard's Way. It is addictive. I think it will catch on. And by and large, I think people probably at the moment haven't really made up their minds about it.
So less kissing, more accountants, and that's the answer.
Well, that was...
Obviously.
I think in, in Trainer, no, I mean in Trainer there hasn't been any sex yet. No one's come under starters' orders for that. But
right,
I'll tell you what
They
they
will.
do in Trainer, what fascinates me is that they all drink like gallons of booze. I mean, no one must have heard of the breathalyzer or anything. You know, and then they all get in their cars and tear off to the racetrack and things like that. There's a lot of things that probably need trimming up, and I'm sure there'll be a second series in which they prove it. But let's have a look at it anyway. In our clip, Nigel Davenport, he plays James Brunt. Remember, he was Sir Edward Freer, wasn't he? He's given his trainer a bit of stick because of the lack of winners. Edward Freer in Howard's Way.
Of course, yes.
Let's have a look at the clip.
So, quite a few people. Why not?
There you are, the trainer under pressure there. But all will come right for him, I'm sure.
Tommy is sporting a wonderful T-shirt
There we
of
go. If you can get
my
a
most
close-up of this.
favourite man in the whole universe.
Live long and prosper, Jimmy.
It's Mr. Spock, and it's
That's great,
25 years. In fact, I think
Can you
it's
do it?
even 25 years this week. Yeah, we can all do it. We're all doing that. 25 years this week. The very first episode was transmitted of Star Trek.
Geniuses. Have you watched The Next Generation? Did you
I
ever
have.
watch that?
When BBC Two don't whip it off when the cricket's on, I do watch it. Yeah.
It's really good.
That's
Yes,
nasty,
but I
New
really
one as
like
well.
it. I was a wee bit at first because there was no Spock.
Aye,
I was withdrawal symptoms.
Picard's
because of no
okay though,
Spock.
Picard.
Yeah, I
You
like
believe
it.
him, he's a very believable character.
Yes, he's a great
It's
actor.
not as good as the originals, though.
Well, I
is it?
think
Do you think
there's
so?
two of them are
growing in-
different worlds, different
Yeah.
worlds. I think
Yeah.
the first series was was superb. I've a great love for both of them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've never got into the second one as much as the first.
Because they keep
one.
whipping it off to show cricket and athletics.
Oh, well, maybe that's the reason. Then it's cricket, you see, Tom.
Just isn't cricket. That's the problem.
That's it. It's not.
It's just not cricket, is it?
No.
No, but it's good stuff, and I like that
That's right.
T-shirt. Where did you get that?
I bought this thing
In
with
Los Angeles?
Exactly.
Oh.
I was going round thinking buying everything for the parents, and I went, well, I'll keep that one myself. Actually, and it's actually the only clean thing I had this morning, so that's why I'm wearing it as well.
So you fixed it on. Quite right too.
Yeah.
Where are you all living now? Where do you stay?
Still stay in Glasgow.
That's
Still
right,
in
yeah.
Glasgow, which is very important for us, I think.
Which takes us back to the mortgage thing.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we still stay in Glasgow. I think it's important that you surround yourself with family and friends.
Keep your feet
as
in the
much
ground.
as possible.
Yeah.
We spent all our time trying to get out of Glasgow, and then we spend all our time trying to get back in. Another
Strange,
catch-22
isn't it?
situation,
Yeah.
but it's refreshing.
And what's the next thing? Are you going to sort of a big assault on America? I know that you were over there recording. Is that the next thing you want to do?
Well, we're just concentrating in Europe at the moment. We have a single out now, Make It Tonight, and we'll see how that does in Europe, and we'll be out working that within Europe. I think we've a tendency to focus on Europe. That's our biggest market at the moment, you know, but we have had talks with the Americans.
Had talks with the Americans. That
Had
sounds
talks with the
very,
Americans,
very, very
you know,
wonderful.
the
See,
deals are on the
when
table.
you're in Europe, though, and you say you're touring in Germany and France, and you obviously have to do a lot of promotions and things like that. Do they all obviously interview in English because you don't have French or German, do you?
If you could call it English, then there's
But
some-
I was just wondering.
it's very difficult.
how it actually works, how that works.
Well, they ask you in their broken English, and you've got to try and just do your best to understand it. That's the only way around it. You know, it's like
There's not
the
somebody
band
like.
has.
Who understands?
Who understands who with who understands who with you two?
Sounds crazy.
Sounds
Do
like
you
two
have an,
Did you what?
do you have an interpreter for
Do you have?
yourselves
Do you have?
and the Germans or what?
Oh, it's bizarre when we're in America. People think we're Russian. They think, oh, hey, look, you can get your free visa.
Exactly. Hey, you guys Australian?
It's a funny thing because working with a Scotsman, you tend to get to know the accent, but it must be difficult for a lot of people who don't normally come across Scottish
if we
accents.
come across someone who's having difficulty, we just break into a London accent, you know.
Do you?
Can you do that? Can you talk like that, actually? Can you? I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
It's very, very easy
Absolutely,
for us
absolutely.
to be understood by people. We can speak very, very proper when we need to.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very, very true, Tommy.
Then we can speak to each other and just go, big man, all right.
Scotland,
You daft things.
It's very upsetting news for all three of you on the sofa today. That you don't figure in the list of the 40 highest paid entertainers. I can't believe Greavesy isn't in this.
Hey,
New Kids on the Block, can you believe this? New Kids on the Block, $115 million in the last 2 years.
New
Bill
Kids
Cosby's
on the
next,
Block.
Oprah Winfrey's next, Madonna's next,
I like Oprah.
Michael Jackson, all the way down to number 40. Vanilla Ice earned 18 million.
well, what's happening to you lads then? Come on.
Well,
I
we're doing
mean,
this in a YTS course.
yeah.
A youth
Well,
training scheme.
It's easy for me. People say you're worth
You are
money.
rich,
I
Lucy.
say, would I get up at this time in the morning to
you
come
were
in
worth
here if I had money?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I do. I'd love it for the company. The company is
That's
great.
good.
TVN.
Now, you know, can we just revert something?
Yeah.
You were talking about shampoo. Well, you actually have told a fib
What?
because you've had your hair cut since the after effects of the newest shampoo you've been using.
No, I haven't had my
Well,
hair
I will
cut.
show you.
I like it. Yeah, that's lovely.
Well done.
Yes, I love that.
So there we are,
Hey,
Greavesy.
I tell you what, we could be
want
in
to
for
get
a
on?
few.
Do you want to
Right, we're in, lads.
We're in money.
Thanks
So
very much for that
how
one.
come you're not in this top 40 though? Because
Because I
everyone
think-
assumes pop groups are
Are
wealthy.
multi-millionaires,
Yeah.
I think if you're prepared to play the game as much as...
Too much kissing, not enough
150
accountants.
million.
That's the problem.
Wow.
Listen, you've got to say goodbye. Marty, Tommy,
No.
thanks for joining
No,
us.
I'm not saying
You're not going to... Oh, please.
Another 10 minutes, please. We've got so much to say.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Good luck with the latest as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And Greasy, thanks for joining us, as ever.
See you, Michael.
All right, my son.
Now then, tomorrow our special guest is Jane Bolt and Vic Maguire from Bread. So you have to come back for that
Exactly.
tomorrow, boys.
Okay.
And we'll have the first part of our series on Barnum. Right now, we'll take a break.